Now, in regards to this whole issue between Nigeria and the United States of America and Donald Trump saying that he ultimately will order the military to storm Nigeria to make sure that they help Nigeria combat these kind of Hamas, Boko Haram, all of these groups which are basically wreaking havoc in the northern part of Nigeria. We are learning that Pinaxtv, who happen to be the U.S. Secretary of War, have met a delegation from Nigeria. So these pictures are actually live pictures, and this delegation just tells you that the U.S. is edging closer, and the U.S. is of the view that if nothing is being done in Nigeria, if the country, the president, if they are not doing anything to kind of safeguard the people and also Christians in Nigeria, the U.S. will step in, not to once again distort the country, but to help. So let us put this particular tweet on the screens for you to know exactly what really went on when the U.S. Secretary of War met with the Nigerian delegation, and this was what Pete Hegseth posted on X, formerly Twitter. He says that yesterday I met with Nigeria's National Security Advisor and his team to discuss the horrific violence against Christians in their country under POTUS, which is the office of the presidency, talking about Donald Trump. Under POTUS, or under President Trump's leadership, Department of War, which is DOW, is working aggressively with Nigeria to end the persecution of Christians by jihadist terrorists. So now they've signed some kind of, we don't know if this is a deal, but then he's saying that they are going to work together. The Nigerian counterpart is going to work together with the Department of War, DOW, to make sure they fight these jihadists, these terrorists, who each and every day they are abducting these innocent girls. It has been happening since I was young, and it's still going on, and yet still nothing is being done about this issue, or nothing is being done to solve these kind of atrocities and these kind of issues. Now, in regards with this whole issue, as we were saying, the U.S. President Donald Trump is of the view that something should be done about this particular issue. Now, this particular report that we are going to report, this whole recent abduction in Nigeria, where 200 ladies were abducted by these terrorists and this bandwidth, we are learning that Fox News, which happen to be the biggest network in the United States of America because they feed mainly the Republicans in US, we had them, or in this particular video, you see that they were reporting this issue, and this is the station that Donald Trump, the US president, watches most at times. So it clearly tells you that Trump's words, in as much as some people may have said, oh, this is just a conspiracy theory, is really hitting on the nerves, and the narrative is being sold out there that Nigeria is not doing anything better to kind of stop these insurgencies and these attacks on Christians. Let's watch this particular video. When we come back, we continue.
Gunmen reportedly kidnapping at least 50 students from a Catholic school, adding to the urgency of President Trump's fight to end Christian persecution. This latest attack coming after the commander-in-chief designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. President Trump doing so in response to the more than 7,000 Christians killed in Nigeria since the year began.
If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities.
The Nigerian government is condemning the attacks and says their security forces are looking for the students.
So that is exactly how Fox News reported it. Now, in regards to this whole recent attack, as I've said earlier on, both parties are reacting. And Nigeria, this time around, is reacting because just some few weeks ago, a week or so ago, we had pastors from Nigeria who were downplaying these kind of remarks from President Donald Trump. Some were even saying that there's no attacks going on in Nigeria. Christians are not being persecuted. It's a lie. Everyone is safe. It's propaganda. It's more like there's a word they use when they want misinformation. They say it's misinformation. It's conspiracy theory. Yes, still these issues happen. Now, the Catholic Diocese have actually reacted. Remember, these people who were abducted from a Catholic school. So they've reacted. But before then, many people in Nigeria, together with many people in the United States of America, together with some leaders, are reacting to this. Now, in this particular screenshot or this particular tweet, you could see that a representative of United States Congress who goes by the name Republican Riley M. Moore, he posted, heartbreaking. St. Mary's Catholic School in Nigeria was attacked overnight with more than 50 students and teachers being kidnapped. Enough is enough. We must do everything we can to defend our brothers and sisters in Christ. So now the narrative that Trump was spewing has been amplified following the recent attacks in Nigeria. And following these two, what we are seeing is that Sean Nelson, who happened to be with the Catholic Church, he is a senior counsel, global relations, religious freedom leader, and now a Catholic. He actually tweeted this, and this was a response which came from the Catholic Diocese of Kuntangora. But before then, let's take a look at what he posted. He said, "I just don't know what to say anymore after the latest kidnappings attack in Niger State, Nigeria, at St. Mary's Catholic School. These terrorists want to destroy the futures of generations of young girls and boys. They want to destroy Christians. They are enemies of civilization." So now people are saying that enough. Initially, when Trump was saying these things, many people downplayed it and said, "Oh, it's a conspiracy theory, it's not true." But following the recent attacks and this recent abduction, people are now looking into this and say maybe Trump is right. Nigeria really or desperately needs help. Now, this statement came from the Catholic Diocese of Kontangora, and then it was dated yesterday, 21st of November 2025, and then it was directed from it came from the priest and religious faithful, the Catholic Diocese of Kontangora, and it says, "Attack and kidnapping of people, students and teachers of St. Mary's Catholic primary and secondary schools, Papiri, Niger State." So now the Catholic Diocese of Kontangora have reacted to this, and they are reacting to the kidnapping where many students and girls were kidnapped recently. And it says this to inform us that the armed attackers invaded St. Mary's Catholic primary and secondary schools in Papiri, Niger State, in the early hours of 21st November 2025. That was yesterday morning, abducting some people, students, teachers, and security personnel who was badly shot. The incident occurred between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., causing fear and distress within school community. So basically, we are learning that this particular secondary school, these bandits attacked them somewhere early hours of the morning. So we are talking about dawn, between 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. And I believe this school was a boarding school, to be precise, where they took a lot of people and also shot some people and in the process abducted certain peoples. Now, it further goes on to read that the Catholic Diocese of Kontangora strongly condemned the attack and expressed deep concern for the safety of the kidnapped children and their families. Security agencies were immediately informed and have begun coordinated efforts to ensure the safe rescue and return of the victims. The bishop assured the public that Diocese is actively collaborating with the security operatives, community leaders, and government authorities. The Diocese called on the public to remain calm, support security efforts, and continue praying for the safe and quick return of all abducted. It also reaffirmed its commitment to the protection of children and promised to provide further updates as verified information becomes available. May the Lord grant quick release to those abducted and continue to protect his people from all danger. With all prayers, this was signed by Jatao Luka Joseph, who happened to be the diocesan secretary. So this is really getting scary. Because at the end of the day, the diocese have responded and they are saying that based on these reports, they can confirm, because remember, they are with the school. They are in the school, they are with the school, and basically they know exactly what is really going on, and they want to confirm that these things really went on. These attacks really went on. Yeah. These attacks really went on, and clearly it is something that ultimately shouldn't have really gone on, and it's something which is really, really bad. Well, we are just hoping that something good comes out of all of these rescue efforts, and these young girls who've been abducted are rescued successfully. So that is the whole issue in regards with this whole issue which is really going on. It is a very, 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 very sad issue, and I hope that something is done quickly so that these young girls who have a bright future ahead of them. They'll be rescued, and at the end of the day, a calm will also be restored. So that's exactly what is really going on.